it's your boy Fist in his ass, bringing out a great edition of Modern Warfare 3 from me, because hey, that's what I do. And this series we're starting this week is the FAD, F-A-D, and we are playing Ground War Team Deathmatch 9v9. Now, I did the MP5 last week. You know, pretty much it was a bottom tier weapon. There's no point in covering the red dot, Acog, or thermal or any of that. It's just, I'm not going to cover weapons that are not going to help you or anybody else and are just for show, because that's not what this series is about. We're talking about, you know, is it feasible for you to use certain weapons and, you know, have a good score, and that's what we're looking for. Now, a lot of people are like, yo, do the FAD, Fist, do the FAD. Because I was saying, let's do something with a higher tier, you know, something that is feasible, that we don't see much of, and then we can talk about it. Now, this is a very interesting weapon, the FAD. Last unlock, like 70 or 75, or I think it is 80 unlock. And here's what I want to say about the FAD. I found it most fascinating because of the simple reason, this is what it reminded me of. It reminded me of the AK-47 with a faster rate of fire. You know how, like, the series before the MP5, I was like, you know, I wish I could get the AK with a higher rate of fire. This is the weapon. It is the same exact type of pattern. It's kind of a C pattern. It goes C, you know, goes on a C pattern from bottom to top, and that's the way the weapon shoots. Now, I also like to say that, you know, this weapon, even though you don't get the mobility of an SMG, because people are like, you know, let's be frank about it, we're talking about the MP7 4.6 millimeter or whatever it is bullet. I mean, it's built for high impact, and I'm saying to myself, why would I use the FAD when I can use the? You're probably saying to yourself, why would I use the FAD when I can use the MP7? Now, the thing about the MP7 is that you get a lot more damage down range. So the trade-off for the mobility, you get a lot more range. You get a lot more range with this weapon. So on maps like this, even though I threw the ACOG on it, it's not bad. But for a map like this, it's pretty nice. Because not only does it carry the same type of range, plus I think it has a 1.7 multiplier to the head. So it's like one bullet to the head and one to the body, and they're done. So I mean, that's pretty good. So you could probably do 2 times to the body and 1 to the head, and this thing will kill you. And it's really good off the hip. So my suggestion on this weapon, you know, where would I rate this weapon? Now, you're not going to get the mobility like you would with the SMGs, but the overall damage and the rate of fire, which you do only start with 80 clip capacity, though that does change with extended mags and iron sights. And we're going to cover this weapon a lot more during this week. I think with the silencer, the red dot, this is a weapon that's just as same as the AK-47, and it has some goodness to it. Meaning that, you know, you could learn the AK and you could be average with it. You're going to lose battles because of the rate of fire up close. You're going to lose those type of battles. But with the FAD up close, you have an equal chance with the rate of fire on this assault rifle versus other weapons. You know, not entirely by itself without dead silence, if you're going to use that as a third perk, but maybe like off the hip, steady aim. But I'm going to say that, you know, it's a 50-50 call, which is better than nothing from the AK-47. It's just like, it gets up close, and you can't even kill nobody with the AK. I mean, that's basically how the sniper should be, you know, that kind of shit right there is just crazy. But overall, I would have to say that the FAD is a nice upper tier weapon that is learned. So for example, you could learn this weapon comparative to the AK and be far better off. I've spent more, if you spent more time, like the time that I spent with the AK-47, then I would be probably 10 times more efficient with using the FAD comparative to the AK-47. So if we were grading, you know, on a scale of, you know, which weapons, I mean, if you were going to grade them, you know, like you'd have the ACR, and then you would have maybe the SCAR, and then you would have the FAD. And that, you know, it's kind of like a late bloomer, almost like in Black Ops 2 when you looked at the FAMAS and then you looked at the AUG and you're like, not everybody was on the FAMAS tip, and then, you know, once they felt like, you know, like how I felt about the AUG, then they were like feeling it's a pretty good weapon. It's very comparative to the other weapons out there. Now, I'm not saying that it's comparative to the ACR, because the ACR is a lot. It feels like it's got a long barrel and it's really heavy, because you don't even need to have focus on it, and you can take hits and still send bullets down range and kill people. Unlike the FAD or any other weapon in the game, you take a couple hits, you start flinching, and then that's pretty much it. You're done. But overall, comparative to the other assault rifles, I think that the FAD is a late bloomer, very good weapon. If you took the time to learn this weapon, it would be very it would probably be top 3 in your top 10 custom classifications. Now, I'm using the Acog here, and it did pretty well, but that's, you know, for the long map. We're going to cover this more. If you have any questions or thoughts about what I covered on this FAD, let me know in the comments, because this is a very, very interesting weapon. We're going to cover it a lot more this week. Until next time, it's your boy Fist. Peace. I'm out.